meant to talk about my story. Now I'm going to talk about my stories. So I was driving home from work pretty late about 6 years ago. I was going to go finish up some things that I needed to do for my job, and I traveled for my job at the time. I was in California and I was going straight through a green light. The other person was trying to turn and they crashed into me on my side. After that happened, I called my parents, told them I was okay, and then went home and went straight to sleep because I was so tired. And the next day I woke up with a terrible, terrible headache, worst one I've ever had in my life to this day. And I called the rental car company to tell them what had happened, because you're supposed to report the accidents after they happen, just to let them know and get the insurance stuff ready. And the woman on the other end of the line told me that I should immediately go to the ER because she was asking me really simple questions and she was concerned because I wasn't remembering them. For example, my phone number, my street address, things like that. And I just was not able to think of them. And she said I just sounded really confused and not all there. So that day, one of my coworkers and friends brought me to the ER. They diagnosed me with a concussion. They told me that I should be fine in a couple days, just get some rest, stay hydrated, things like that, take some Tylenol. So I went home and I thought, okay, this isn't going to be a big deal. Just get right back to work in a couple days. Well, I started getting worse. I started to not be able to go outside when the sun was out. Lights made me feel a lot of pain. I started to feel very dizzy. I started to not be able to eat because I was so nauseous. I started to just generally feel tired all the time. I slept all day. I remember trying to watch a TV show in my hotel room, and I couldn't stay awake for more than 5 minutes to finish an episode. I remember my parents calling me and saying, "Hi, how are you?" Asking me questions like, what's going on with this or what's going on with that, and I just couldn't answer. I didn't have the right abilities to answer because I was so out of it. And so my friend, my really good friend, shout out to Lorraine, convinced me to go to the ER again. So we went to the ER and the doctor told me that I had post-concussion syndrome, to immediately seek treatment. I had to have my mom fly out to California to help me pack all my stuff and turn in the rental car and fly home. And I've been treating for 6 years ever since. Once I got home, I realized how bad it was. I had a really hard time with writing because a lot of doctors throughout my treatment, because I've seen so many doctors, they would ask me questions like, what are you feeling? And I couldn't really answer aside from just dizziness, nausea, fatigue, simple things like that. And so before all of that, I was a writer. So I wanted something more in depth, something more descriptive to say, but I just couldn't come up with the right words. I couldn't express myself as I did before. And so with that difficulty, I was at a store one day. I had that in mind. I'm having a hard time expressing myself. I don't know what to do. And I saw a cheap paint set and I thought, hey, why don't I try painting? I don't have any prior training in it, so there's no pressure. There's no pressure for me to be perfect. I could quiet that inner voice of critique that I constantly had in my mind as I tried to write with my difficult symptoms and my visual symptoms. And I bought a paint set that day, and it's been incredibly healing and special to be on this journey of making art and sharing it online. I just have no other thing in my life that I do that brings me joy in that way. It has also helped me heal in building my visual spatial skills again. A lot of the exercises I did in therapy were visual because I had visual symptoms. So I would do things like I Spy, crosswords, reading letters, reading from a visually noisy image because I had vision issues, so a lot of visual images were just too stimulating for me. And so they caused me to be very dizzy and very nauseous. And a lot of my exercises were also recreating images from memory. That helped me slowly build my visual spatial skills up again, along with the painting. But also expressing myself has been incredibly healing and incredibly validating and fulfilling as well. And I want to use this channel to encourage you to be creative. Do something creative, because I am so surprised how helpful painting has been for my mental health. I would have never imagined it. I always saw art therapy and I thought, what does art have to do with therapy? I mean, art is cool, but what does it have to do with therapy? No, there's just something magical and special about putting paint to a canvas, or maybe for you, that's writing a song, or, taking a photo or something like that. So I really hope to encourage you to be creative, because there's a very special joy in that, I think, that is really hard to describe with words by nature. So that is one reason why I'm making this channel, to encourage you, go be creative, and also to share my story of finding community and hope in art after a life-changing accident. It shows that there can be hope after something very difficult and trying in your life. And I just wanted to share that message and say that a new life is possible even after difficult times, something that seems devastating, something that seems like it'll never get better. I'm here to say it might. It has for me. I never thought it would. I'm really blessed to be able to share my journey with art and to have found a community in art as well. It has kept me around. It has helped me survive through chronic pain, chronic fatigue, just the everyday struggles of living with the disability that constantly affects you. It's helped me survive that. So I really encourage you to try painting. If not painting, just something creative. Go make something. And thank you for listening to my story. It's helped me heal a lot to be able to talk about my story and hear your stories and receive encouragement and support that has just kept me going with my art, and just kept me going in general, and led to me putting myself out there. It's been so special. I can't even begin to express how grateful I am for all the support I've received, just for simply sharing my story and my art. And I hope I can bring some vibrance and brightness to your day, just as you have mine. So thanks for watching, and feel free to share your journey with art in the comments, or tell me what you think, what resonated with you in this video. Smash the like button for me, please, because it helps me with the whole YouTube thingy. And I'm so excited to share more with you. And thank you again for watching.